Welcome back, Salty Gamers, to the next year of our SWGO Let's Play. It was their GL layer rush, but we've unlocked her now, so let's get into it. We're in June still. I'm doing this a little bit early because I won't get a chance to do it just coming up for the 6th, but basically we're coming up for our 13th month into the account. We're currently 2.19 million GP, and we've got a new plan for the road ahead. So in the last video I did mention that we would be playing as, we would be going after Star Killer whilst we get the bounty hunter ships. That's not the case anymore. Let me just pick up these dailies, make sure that the audio's off, that's fine. So into the roster then. These are the characters that I'm currently working on. So for raids, we're looking at our raid team 1, which is our Keller and Beck, Qui-Gon, Plo Koon, Barasofi and Aayla Secura. And then we'll come into our raid 2 team, which will be our Grand Moff Tarkin with Apo, CX2, Disguised Clone Trooper and Scorched. And then hopefully if we'll be able to get Jedi Master Mace Windu with Depa Billaba, Aayla Secura, Temple Guard and Shaq T, and that will be our main team. So that's what we're chasing first. We'll be trying to get the newest unit, which comes out tomorrow or tonight, as a Jedi Master Mace Windu. We won't obviously get him on release, but we're currently double farming Apo at the moment because he's the only trooper out currently is farmable. And what we need for Jedi Master Mace Windu is the 4 clones here, Depa Billaba and Temple Guard. I'll just show you that in the journey guide currently. So Mace Windu is here next to Jar Jar. So we've got Apo, CX2, Disguised Clone, Scorch, Temple Guard, Depa Billaba, all need to be R5. And then we work through this, and then we would take Mace Windu up to R5, possibly R7 for the raid. So we won our last GAC battle, and we came 3 for 3 and got first place. So we get our crystals back running. Just to go over, I can't review it. Nope, I can't review it unfortunately. But the last person that I played against was 10 million GP, and thankfully he never played much of the battles. So back onto the roster. So we're farming Killer and Beck as well. We don't need to farm tickets anymore. So we're doing Barasofi with Guild Store currency. We now have enough to take her up to gear 11, and we'll take her up to gear 12 when she's finished our star level, when she's 7 stars. We've taken up Master Obi-Wan and Padawan Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon even up to 7 stars, and working on relicking them out. This will be a slower process just because we don't have the gear sit in, so just going to be picking away the gear as and when we can. Now that we've got a bit of crystals to play with, we could do some more refreshes. As always, we're still pushing our Beskar Mando requirements to unlock that. Where is it? Have I put Quail here? Yeah, Quail's up here. Just to start pushing and getting that Razor Crest out. So we're up at 5 out of 25. He needs to go to 7 stars. He's not going any higher in terms of gearing. That should be enough to clear that part of his journey. I'm not gearing IG11. I'm hoping that I don't need to because we've got the other units quite high, and then we're double farming the Hound's Tooth to hope and get some shards as we're pushing 5 stars on that. That will allow us at least now to get us, when we unlock Beskar Mando, we get a minimum of a 5-star Hans Millennium Falcon, and that's what we're really pushing for, is getting that Hans Millennium Falcon open, unlocked for Jedi Knight Luke. We're still working on Wampa, but as we need relics, we'll switch them back and forward, and we'll slow roll Wampa and Hermit Yoda, but we'll also use our guild tokens for that as well. Sorry, the get 1 tokens, and unlock Wampa that way, and then onto Hermit Yoda. So Jedi Knight Luke is going to be a slow roll, and he's only there at the top just to remind us that we need to be buying out these guys from the shop. On to Beskar Mando then. He won't take that long. We've got the 3 main characters up at gear 12 that we'll use anyway, and then once we finish off IG11 and Quail, he's in the bag. Jedi Master Windu, just the same as what we've already discussed. He's there as a priority. He's not necessarily going to be the next one. And then Bo-Katan Mandalore. Because we're getting Keller and Beck up now for the raid, it's only a hop, skip and a jump to get Paz and IG12, to then unlock, and with the Beskar Mando unlock, that gives us the requirements, which means we could get Bo-Katan Mandalore. So for her team, we'd be looking at, if we go to Mandalorians, we'd be looking at something along the lines of, where is she? Paz, IG12, and then we could just put 2 other light side Mandalorians in. So, possibly to begin with, we go for Bam and Sabine, because we're not using Phoenix right now, and then we could switch out depending on what we're using, but then we can get Armourer once we unlock her. So this is sort of going to be our initial team with that. That's using the three of the requirements for Bo-Katan plus Sabine, which we've already got geared due to going for the Phoenix early. And then once we get Mandalore, we can start working on finishing off our requirements for Starkiller. Yes, we've got Beskar Mando here, but he can be replaced and put in with somebody else, or Armourer takes his place in the Mandalore team. We'll just see how we go, but that'll be the plan there. And then it'll be on to Jabba. So we'll get Dash up to R5, we'll get his ship unlocked, and that's our requirement into here. We need to get the Tuskens up. They'll be quite a fast priority, because for the assault battle, our Hutt Cartel bounty hunters, only because Boba Fett's currently in our other bounty hunter team, but what we can do is we could put Fennec in there, and then we could put we don't need to worry about, where is it, Jabba? We don't need to worry about Embo. He's not required for Jabba, but he does help with the Jabba team. Boba could go in here, and that'll be easy peasy. Then we've got the Jawas, which we don't really need the full team, and they're not that hard to gear. It's just Jawa that we need to finish. Same with the Tuskens. The only reason we'll definitely do the full team, they're more of a priority, so we'll just prioritise this now. So we'll go that, and then that. Well, actually, it's more likely that. When we come to Jabba, it'll be that, because this is an assault battle team, and then the rest we'll just pick up as we need. If we can form teams with them, that would be ideal. We've already got Aura Singh up to gear 12. so she's not that far of a leap to get into gear 13. And then Balin, after we do after we do Star Killer, because of the teams and the assault battles that we're also farming, we won't be far off Balin. We'll be working on our Great Mother's team very soon. When I get down to the assault battles, I'll explain that. We've got Jedi Knight Calcestis. We'll just pick them up as we can. We've already picked up Chirrut for this team. We're going to be getting these two up to relics for Jedi Knight Luke. So we'll work on that as and when, and we'll just form that team when we're ready. Same with this one. We'll pick up Seer and Calcestis as when we can. We're getting close to ROTE, Rise of the Empire territory battle. We were going to use Ahsoka Tano with Leia, but I went against that, and I'll show you why in a second. But basically, this will be the sort of the team that we'll be running with. Could swap out Jedi Training Ray for OG Kylo, but that's the sort of format that we'll be looking at. And then we've got the Wookiees, and Vandor Tree might not go in there, it'll just depend. That'll be more of a clean up team anyway, but Tarful's the most important. We might just take Tarful up to gear 12 and leave him there. And then Jedi Master Luke, so we've got these guys here, they're all shop farms that will unlock us BB-8, and then these guys all shop farms apart from Veteran Han and Chewie, which are Cantina, and that will unlock us Jedi Training Ray. And then it's just a case of taking Princess Leia, Biggs and Wedge up to relics, and that's Jedi Master Luke unlocked after we get Jedi Knight Luke. Dr. Aphra, then we just need to take Sana Staros up to 7 stars in gear 12. She's not relic 5. Hondo to relic 5 and the two droids to relic 5, but Sana Staros, we've already got our team ready. We just need to relic Stormtrooper Han, and I'll probably put them all to R5 just to be nice and rounded. So that's a side team that we can pick up. Raid teams we've already discussed. Our assault battle teams, these aren't in priority. If we was to do them in priority, actually I'll just do that now. We'll just bring down these guys. It sort of look like this. So we want these guys up at R5, roughly. At least Death Trooper, Peridian Night Trooper will go to R7 along with Enoch. Then we've got gear 12 for these guys, should get us their assault battle. Then R5 at least for these guys, R7 for Padawan Obi and Master Qui-Gon, and that gives us that assault battle, Jewel of the Fates plus the Jedi assault battle. Then we've got R3 for these guys, that should definitely get us the Sith one, at least challenge tier 1. And I'm working on finding the minimums for this team. I know R5 does the assault battle, but I'm hoping to do it under with gear 12, and then only relic out the Tusken Raiders that I actually need to for Jabba and other requirements. Onto the teams then, so we've got GL Leia unlocked fully with her ultimate. It's fairly easy. The guides that are on YouTube currently, Arnold, etc., they are still relevant. So I'm not going to form a guide, a new updated guide for it, unless people request it in the comments, because it's pretty straightforward. The hardest battle is the second one, which I went through on stream or on the unlock video. But she's all maxed out, and we're going for a health and speed set. I'm just currently working on getting her to 6 drop mods throughout. Worry about that in a minute, because we'll get some mod materials shortly. So our stats currently, we want as much health as possible, which is at 130,000 currently, and at 530 speed. And the reason we want a lot of health is she does 30% of our max health on our ultimate, or 90% if they are ambushed. I got, with unlocking GLA, I've managed to get normal, the 300 crate on normal conquest, so that's helped massively in terms of just overall materials. We're currently working on getting her up to R7, R8, just depending as and when we could unlock this stuff. Working on getting conductors, which we need to unlock more of these. Because watching Nucci's video, if we craft these ones, I think it's any of these, but say these ones, it gives us about 11, I think it is. Let's see here, can I get let's just trial this. So craft this piece, and that gives us 13, whereas 30 of them gives us 6. So we want to craft these pieces to get us the conductors. So that's the plan. So this piece is needed for Master Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon, so I'm not going to use that, but I will use this piece if I could find some. That gives us that. Probably should have done that before I'd done the so this is actually needed by 3PO, but we're not working on 3PO currently. So that gives us 14 for that one, because we're already so far up. So fire that in, and there we go. So now we've got almost enough to get our up to R7 in terms of material. Electrium conductors. Is it? Sorry, iridium heat sinks. We'll just go in here and craft these. Now, sorts this out. Now let's see. So the reason we do that instead of them is because these cost 50. Same with the stun cuffs, they cost 50. Whereas the hull projectors only cost 20. And we can't buy it anymore. Chromium transistors, we've got absolutely millions of them. 830. In here we could just grab another 50 of them. I take them down to 500s. And then yeah, that's fine there. You get 29 bronze and iron this week, and then some of these. So ideally we want to use where is it? These guys here, because they're so easy and you get 6 of them. So if we go to find, then in 1D, the 2 here, but if you go to here you get 6. So that's what you want to do there, and basically I'll just fire out as many as I can, and that would give that. The other way of doing it would be if I just clear this. 15 of them gives me 1. So we could get 4 there. So we'll just do that now, just get a nice round 100, well 101. So we've got plenty of relic materials now just to push us to the next level. For Leia, so what I've done for Leia's team is put her with our 3 amigos, and then we've got old Ben, which we need to bring up to R5, which I'll do once I get Leia up as well. And then Captain Rex, he just works wonderful in this team. And then going forward, we need to finish off the CLS team. They're required for Jedi Knight look, etc. anyway, so be as well bringing them up to relics. And then they do some of the proving ground battles at R3, so bring them up to relevant levels R7, R6, R5. I think I'll just take them all up to R7 and it'll work wonderful. This team will get reliced out eventually because everyone apart from Grief and What a Man don't need relic. R1, so Rogue One, I'll work on picking them up at some point, finishing off Radis. Mothma is at least 7 stars now. She needs to go to relic for Jedi Master Luke, so that team will get reliced out at some point in the near future. Our Ewoks are sort of, they're just going to sit because these 3 work fine for 3v3 and I'm not doing anything with they 2, but they help, they can clean up what they need to do. And then Peridia Patrol, Captain Enoch is almost at 7 stars, Death Trooper's finished, Night Trooper is at almost 6 stars, so that will just help us there. These 2 are fine. Death Trooper, not OG Death Trooper, he's a pilot, so I don't mind relicking him off anyway, and then that helps there. And then our Qui-Gon Omi team can be this one, or if it's not Keller and Beck, it could be Mace Windu. We'll just see. Master Qui-Gon can be used as a sort of makeshift tank through his abilities. And that's the state of the roster. I'll just finish off the dailies before I go and do Jewel of the Fates. Oh, 15,000 crystals if only. Pick up the shipments that we've not picked up yet. We should start a raid when the tickets come tonight, so we should be fine on that front. We're back at farming off some gear and prestige in here. In here, we're ideally looking for the Republic ships, but we don't have any at this stage. Same in here. The guild events, we want this. Still picking up our Kairos. And then in here we've got nothing to pick up. But sometimes there's the green data pads that I pick up for 90 if they get one. But we're going to end up having to pick up both of these with our get one. So our get one's going to be used up. And just keep farming out Wumpa that way. Grand Arena, pick up as much. We're out of Kyrotechs now. I've taken up Padawan Obi and Master Qui past gear up to gear 12, so we're completely out of Kairos. And in here we're using our currency to get what we can in terms of relic materials. Conquest, we don't really have anything in terms of currency. We spent it in Conquest itself. Fleet challenges, we've done them all, so we don't need to worry. We just do multi-sim and we can get them all. And then in here, we're picking up Punishing 1. We're halfway to 6 stars. And we'll be double farming that every day, hoping to finish that off soon. Once we finish that off, we'll jump back down here and we'll pick up as much Raven's Claw as we can, finish him off, and then we'll be going between that and getting our IG-12 and Grogu ready, as well as finishing off getting our Outrider picked up for Jabba. Plus it will work great in our fleet. So as you can see here, I've actually started putting in the relic materials for Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon. So when the raid rewards come in, we'll be able to clear this. Unfortunately we don't have this one, and we could have locked that in, but we're basically halfway to relicing Obi-Wan and almost ready to relic just some pieces to pick up to relic off Master Qui, but he takes a lot of these data pads. I think I'd done this bit to lock in, I had the Kairos, so I locked in this data pad, so the next 100 go on to Master Qui, and then I've got enough of these to get that. As for the Zetas, I'm going to fire this on because of how many we got, and I know it works great. This is good for Conquest. I'll apply that at some point, but I might need other the Omicron used on another person. So we'll just do tier 1 and tier 2 sims. We get the lovely credits and share shop currency, and then on this one we're getting relic materials. Then R5 we'll start getting crystals, and R7 more crystals, and we'll get relic materials as well. So this is mod materials, and the other ones are relic materials. So we're going to use the dice roll. Mid ability for Obi-Wan as soon as it's available. Now Obi-Wan goes stealth. Dice roll to increase max health on Qui-Gon. Plus dispels the buffs. Get rid of his buffs. This is a great early game investment. I've done it on my other accounts. Took them to R7 really fast, and my mods are just so much better just for having it, and I get easy gear, and I'm on over 100 million credits on one of the accounts, actually 200 million credits. And there you go. So we're getting plenty of these, which I've got loads of, but more capacitors, and then 2 million more credits. And it runs quite frequently, at least once a month. So at least get up to tier relic 5, then push them to relic 7, and then it will pay off within months of doing so. So this is the other one that we will be getting once we get Jabba. So it requires Jabba the Hutt plus Hutt Cartel or Smuggler characters, but you get health mods and then lots of relic materials, mod materials. And then the Smugglers run 1 that helps also. So if we go back to GL Leia now, we could start taking our arrow up to gold and then fire that into gold. And now we could worry about, now she's all got 6 dot mods. So that's perfect, 25 roll speed. Work on this one, see if we can get speed. Another speed roll, let's see if we can get 5 for 5. Nope, let's calibrate that and see if we can take, nope, we don't have any calibration. We'll just increase this because I want all gold mods on her. So that's not bad, 20 speed, 25, 23, 14, reasonable, but she's getting percentages here. I don't think I've got a speed mod faster. What's that? 17 health. I can actually just do that, and that puts it up faster. And then might be able to calibrate that. Actually, no, it's not. This one's still better because it's max health. Let's just see here if I could do circle and speed mods. Is there anything faster? Nope, just that mod. So where's Town? And we'll just, is there any crit damage speed? Let's just work on some mods. Perfect, we can assign that in there. And now he's only needing to get this, which we've not done yet. And that just helps us with this, not just the speed of him, but the speed of his ship. 153. Let's just resave the roster. Before we do the last battle, we'll go in here. So we're preloading this one on GOTB. We need to deploy some of these platoons. And then we'll just deploy everything. My dark side guys aren't strong enough for these battles as yet. But that gives us that quest, and now we need our arena battle. So I'll show off my GL layer. We're down at the small 60s now. Low numbers. So first open remove, we go here with Drogon. All good. Put the days on. Burn them all. So now it's Drogon, and I'll just go here and get a nice big chunk of health of a Slicker. No. Probably should have taken him out because he's been a pain in the backside. Just stun him. Let's use that on R2. Get rid of Hux. Can't do anything with Slicker right now because he's in his ultimate. Now he's not because he's got his helmet back on. So he's in his ultimate again, just hopefully he'll come out of it. And he's not, so I'm going to lose the boost that I get from using this move, but I'll get my ultimate in a minute. And there we go. Nice and easy battle. Rank 64. So I'll go and do a fleet battle and see how we are. We might be able to do a GL Ray or a Jabba, just to try out and see what's what. We're in the top 50 for fleet. I'm trying to push fleet now a lot more. Yes, it gives a lot of crystals to have a good fleet score, a good fleet rank. However, the assault battles are definitely easier to get because you're not relying on people not spending money, you're just relying on the game providing the assault battles. Okay, I mucked up that counter. I should have done it with... I should have brought in my Y-Wing and that would have helped defeat that. So if we were to spend £20 a month, we would have some more Kyrotechs, but this is free to play, so we're sticking to it. So far so good. We're up with all these chapter quests, and the new chapter quest comes up tonight. This is now unlocked, so once we get some more currency, we'll be able to get another 10 of each Kyro. Anything else that we need to do here? Nope, guild raids 178, just fell short. The new raid's not showing up, so it's not going to be this week. We could sim this. So we're going to get the marquees again for the troopers. We'll get Navarro for the droid challenge. We've been able to do these galactic challenges max tier so far since we've got Leia unlocked. We're also challenge tier 2 now on the Rebel assault battle. So we've got 2 more assault battles coming up. We've got the Crimes Against Republic, which I've done the first one, so we should get some free shards of Temple Guard or Depa Baleba. Nightfall's coming up, so we should get more Darkside clone troopers. And so if I had Leia R7 already, I would have been able to get her doing this Ultimate Journey event, so I'll get that next month. And then Beset on All Sides, it comes tonight. So if I manage to do the GL event, I will unlock the legend tokens, and once I start picking up them, I'm no bothered for these characters, even possibly even this gear down here. I mean, 10 isn't bad, but the main thing would be spending it on Kyrotechs as much as possible. Just looking at the conquest characters, we're not doing too bad on them for not even being able to farm them just through calendars, etc. We've got some shards of each of them, so that helps. Right, is this ready to go? 3 minutes. We'll just do it next time. So, next month's plan, we should be have a better understanding of the new raid. If the new raid seems hopeless and that the guild just won't touch it anytime soon, then the plan will change again. But the initial plan will be this team goes to Gear 12, which is no Kairos for Barris and Ayla, Plo Koon or Qui-Gon. It's only Killer and Beck. Killer and Beck were working Territory Wars as well. This is a possible Qui-Gon Omi, but I'm just going to take that away. Qui-Gon is needed for Jedi Master Kenobi, but he's also got his Omicron, which is where our Omicron will be going. Now that I think of it, it'll go in here, and then that will give me my Omicron team for Grand Arena. Plo Koon's a pilot. Kellen Beck's needed for Beskar Mando. Sorry, not Beskar Mando, Bo-Katan Mando. Ayla Secura is needed to go alongside Jedi Master Windu. It's literally named in her unique that she got, so she's got to go with him. She could go with other people, but that's where most of her kit's for. And then Plo Koon's obviously the pirate. Barriss Offee, we had already geared her, so we're just finishing her off. And she seems like she'd do the best in the team for that. And then we should also, I would say, by the next video we should have Beskar Mando unlocked, if not close to, because we just need to fastball Queel. Once we get Queel done, and IG-11 is not far off, we should be able to do that in the next 4 weeks. I'll probably pick away at Jedi Master Windu just because I don't think anybody, I've certainly never done a free-to-play chase on a new character, that new Journey character that's just released, so it'd be interesting to see what we could do and how fast we could get him. So his release date's today. This is where we're at currently. And we'll see how long it takes from now to when we actually get him. And then we'll start that, but the main thing is getting these fleets. So before we end off on the fleets, my waffling might have actually unlocked the squad arena battle, so we'll just if we yeah, we've done that there. We'll put him in there, but we wouldn't actually be using him. It's just another fleet that we could look at getting would be putting these ones together. He goes with I'm sure TIE Dagger goes with the Finalizer. But you've got Leviathan, you've got the Radis, which is the resistance. And then we've got, let's just add in all these fleets here. Finalizer. There are we. First order, can't see it. So in doing that, if we go here, these are available all the time, so we need, just to get the first order fleet going, we need Slave 1, TIE Advanced, done. when we finish Kylo Ren, we should be able to get his silencer. We're working on Houndstooth, so that's 4 out of the 7. Then the other ones we need is his command shuttle and then Houndstooth. Xanadu Blood, sorry. That would give us to start the finalizer, but this ship is on Scion's node, which we're going to do for the Treya team at some point. And then Xanadu Blood is good to go with the bounty hunters anyway. It will be needed for Executor. And then if we look at the Radis required units, Ahsoka Tano, which is, oh, she's going to be 7 stars, Houndstooth, easy. Resistance X-Wing, Han's Millennium Falcon. So if we decide that we need things for Dash Render team, we could fire the 2 pilots in here, and that sorts that out. So there's stuff that we could do that will lead to these. Let's just look at our fleet shard. Is it worth going for Executor? How likely are we to get in the top 20? Because it's a lot of investment to get Executor to just for an extra 50 crystals a day. I mean, we could probably push into the top 20, but there's a lot of negotiators. We've got 4-star executors. However, I have countered 4-star executor with a Millennium Falcon, with a Home 1 fleet, so there is a chance that I could still push into the top 20 with the Home 1 fleet, even against executors. Right, so fire that. So the problem with GL Ray is that she puts damage immunity on. Let's just get rid of that, and we'll just make sure we keep hitting her. Okay, see, she's in damage immunity and she hits everybody. Now she's out of it. Perfect. She's going to end up blocking everybody off in a second if she gets her ultimate, and there's her ultimate. Now hopefully we can survive it. We'll just have R2. And then she hits it. Perfect, we survived it. Fire our ultimate. Everybody's full health. And Ray is down. Damage immunity there. Get her away. He's down. I used the wrong one there, I meant to go with him. Right, you just need to take a turn, there we go, and out. Easy peasy win against GL Ray. Taking us down to the top 50. So let's just see ranks wise, who's at the top. We've got a Slicker at the top. I might be able to push into the top 3. If I can do that, it gives us a lot of this currency, gives us 50,000 credits a day. It's not a lot, but this currency gives us prestige. Prestige gives us capital ship materials. So yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. And remember, always stay salty.